everything's still overgrown as crap. Right. Missed the turn again. I always do that. Ooh, almost stopped there. Choke off. Yeah. Time to get a little wet. Right up and no problem. Here's why I'm in trouble. It's so muddy up in here. Wow, this trail is overgrown. Wow. Come fall, this will be a lot better. Trail is. There it is. That's what I thought. Branch still here. Thorn bushes. It's the problem when riding when the trail is overgrown. That's why I prefer to ride in the fall. It will soon be. or early spring before anything's grown. So you get burrs and crap all over you. My goodness. That little ride. Normally that trail is completely visible. Now the purpose of this video today, guys, kind of talk about this quad. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know, I'm gonna have to reposition the camera, adjust the audio, but I don't talk about this quad and why I love it. Why I think it's one of the best quads Honda ever had, or one of the best quads in general, I should say. I'm trying to go slow so you can hear me, but it might be hard. So I'm in the woods here. Front brakes are touchy. So this is a 1992 Fourtrax 250X. It's a sports quad. And I love this thing to death. It's awesome. It's probably one of Honda's most reliable, if you can even say that, considering almost all of Honda's quads are extremely reliable. I love Honda, you guys can't tell. I don't want to talk about this quad in specifics. I just think it's one of the best sports quads. It's an older quad, 1992, and it still runs great to this day. And you can't say that about most cars that are that old, depending on who takes care of them and how you take care of them. This quad still runs strong, pretty peppy too. That being said, if talking about reliability, I have had a fair share of problems with this quad. That has nothing to do with the original manufacturer. That just has to do with terrible maintenance and abuse of this quad from the previous owner. That has nothing to do with the quad itself. It's actually one of the things that happened was the rear axle set in the bearing. There's no, I'm going to call it clamp or nut on the end that holds the axle in place. And I did not know that at the time of purchasing this quad, so eventually the axle just came out of the bearing altogether and was loose until we got a new clamp for the end of it, and that was kind of costly, but I mean, this is what it is. It's nothing to do with the manufacturer's fault. It just wasn't there. Somehow someone for some reason took it off down the line and just abused the crap out of it, and it's just what happens. The other thing that happened was, for some reason, we still don't know why, the chain popped off, broke open a huge hole, not a huge hole, but a hole, in the left crankcase cover. And again, we were looking at inspecting it, it looked like the crankcase cover was broken open before and was given a crap patch job. So again, bad ownership from previous owners, not this quad's fault. In fact, to prove how good this engine is, and granted, most engine would still run, but let's get down this hill quickly. Pretty steep hill, but even as the crankcase broke open, it was spewing oil out the side, the engine was still running and purring great. When it happened, I slammed the engine off, quickly shut it off. I saw oil spewing out the side. I'm like, oh crap. Shut the engine off. For the heck of it, I'm like, I wonder. Kicked it, started right up, fired, was running fine. Sort of thing would have got me home too if I put the chain back on, but it wasn't worth it. So that was another expensive fix on this thing. Had to get a whole new cover, which is very expensive. But this quad is an awesome trail quad for being how old it is. Goes up almost over anything. Again, it's a sports quad, so it's chain driven. No differential, solid rear axle. Awesome for drifting, crap like that. Fully manual. It's awesome because it gives you great control over it. It really allows you to get used to your vehicle. But just an overall awesome trail quad. As you can see, the front light is, I took that off because it needs to be fixed. A lot of odds and ends on this thing, but the engine has a strong heart to it. It's a Honda engine, man. It'll run forever. This thing has tons of compression in it too. I mean, bad chip there, sorry. They actually say this will be the 300 DX of the same, around the same generation because, or a newer generation I should say. 300 EX, not even close to actually being 300 cc's. This is actually close to being 250 what it claims, because the old generations, they actually, what they claim the engine size was is almost exactly what the engine size is. But has a crap ton more compression than the 300 version of it. It's a lighter frame also, and its RPM range, for whatever reason, Honda decided to make the RPM cutoff a little higher than on the 300. So this actually has a higher top speed, very minimal, but still has a higher top speed than 300. It didn't keep up very well. It will probably beat it off the track because, again, a little bit higher compression ratios and lighter frame. And it'll keep up with the 400 EX too. From what I've heard, again, I haven't tested this, but from what I've heard, pretty great quads. So, again, pretty bulletproof engine. Like I said, even when the chain came off and snapped open the engine case, which again wasn't quad's fault, just bad ownership, it still ran. Probably still would have ran, even with oil spewing out the side. You can see it gets up and goes really well. For a quad, it's 25 years old, if I'm doing my math correctly. Very torquey engine. It's awesome. Very minimal electronics. Carbureted, obviously. Even the newer ones, most are still carbureted. But very simple. Simple design. Other awesome thing about this, no battery. Just a simple magneto setup. All it does is power the spark plugs and the light when I have a light on here. It's kickstart. I love that. My other quad is an electric start. Doesn't have a backup kickstart. It was that awkward year where they had kickstarts, but they still only use electric start on it. Years before it, they had a electric start and backup kickstart, which I wish they did on my other quad, but they didn't. This guy's only kickstart. I love kickstart because really not much to fail. This thing dies out, kick it over a couple times, sure, your leg might get tired after a while, but hey, you're gonna start it, you're gonna get home. If your battery dies or something goes wrong, you kill a quad, and it's only electric start, doesn't have a backup start, you're screwed. Unless you can find a hill or push it up and hopefully you can pop start it. Kinda gotta hope for the best, where this quad has a kickstart. Also makes it more fun and engaging too. I know it's starting a quad, it's still work to do, but you can look at it in a way it makes it more fun and engaging and trying to get your vehicle running. People always say, well, if your electric fails, you can always try to pop start it, but what if you can't find a hill, or what if you don't have a buddy who can help push you and get it started? It'll be a pain in the butt. Same thing I've heard with motorcycles and traffic. Well, you can just pop start it. I only have electric, but what if it fails while you're in the middle of traffic? What are you gonna do? You can't pop start it in the middle of traffic. You're kind of screwed. So it's always good to have a backup kickstarter. In this case, it's only a kickstart, which makes it simpler. No battery to have to worry about maintaining, anything like that. A lot simpler electronics. Different mentality. Some people might disagree with me, but that's my standpoint on it. Can't seem to break loose today. I'm trying to drift it, it's not breaking loose. Deer. It's idling really high right now. I might actually turn around. I don't want to go back through the woods up here. I'll turn around up here. Ain't going through the woods when the trail's all overgrown. Yeah, it's pretty much this quad. If you can find an old Honda, you don't have the money to drop a couple grand on a brand new quad, don't. Try to find an old Honda with something that needs simple fixing, or hope you get lucky and find a good one that's in good running condition. Fix it up or buy it. In my case, buy it. And do whatever repairs you find out it needs, and hey, you have a good running quad. It'll probably run for a while if you do good maintenance on it. If you haven't owned a quad, keep it. Quads are awesome. I meant to turn around up here. I don't know where I'm going to turn around at yet. The trails are so overgrown. Yeah, it's a very light sports quad too. I mean, we could strip down and make it even lighter, but you don't need ramps to get up in the bed of a truck if you don't want. You just lift up the front end, set it on, lift up the back end, slide it right on. As with most sports quads, this one especially is very light, just by design. Like I said, that's lighter than 300 version, that's why it's actually able to beat it, even though it's smaller engine size, just barely. There's anything else much to say. I'm still going to do a video on an overview of this quad. It's a 4-stroke single cylinder, obviously. Doesn't really need to be stated. Throttle's very touchy on this too. I rarely ever have to go. I'm just cruising around. Rarely have to give it any throttle, even to start out with. If I give it a little too much throttle when I start out, it'll pop a wheelie very easily. Throttle's very touchy on this guy. I'm gonna do a top speed run on this guy sometime, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, I guess. That's what they all say. Woohoo!